For every baby that is born, there is about a 1 in 127 chance that that child has autism. And while there is absolutely nothing wrong with that, and in fact autism provides us with some very interesting people, like those that go for world domination, those that get a hard on at the mere sight of a train, and those that become YouTubers. Today we're here to talk about a very particular flavour, those who get the special kind of autism that leads them to be obsessed with pretty pixels in the video game, lovingly given the name Skincels. Skincel is a portmanteau of skin and incel, and while I can guarantee that most CS players both have that vital organ, and I'd give it about a 50% chance that they are one of these, the word skincel has mostly come to just describe someone who is big into skins in Counter-Strike, not necessarily anything to do with their sexual activity, although I'm sure it's minimal. And while a lot of hardcore CS players tend to look down upon people obsessed with skins, they do make up a large percentage of the player base, and it's hard to imagine Counter-Strike reaching the peaks it has without them, so it's important we take some time to understand them. The life of a skincel likely begins when a friend asks them to play some Counter-Strike. They've heard of the game before, but they think to themselves, do I really need another shooter game in my life? But wait, the friend says, this one has a cool gimmick. It has skins. They're still not convinced. I mean, they already have the Call of Duty Ghost weed camo and accompanying Snoop Doggy Dogg announcement pack. How is this any different? But hear me out, the friend says. These skins have monetary value, allegedly. And there is literally gambling baked into the game to get them. Is it regulated? Fuck no. Age restricted? Absolutely not. Can I make thousands or lose everything I ever owned? Almost certainly. And just like that, the sperm begins its journey to the egg to birth a new skin cell. For most Counter-Strike players, the pipeline to hardcore skin connoisseur then continues with the cases. I mean, Valve tempt you with one weekly, and it's only a few dollars. So like a newborn on its mother's teat, they suckle Daddy Gabe and they open it. Here, one of two things happen. Either you get something that looks cool and actually has some value, or you get some garbage that looks like someone took a fat dump on your gun. But let's be honest, regardless of what you get, you probably got to open some more. But why risk opening cases when you could just go to my sponsor? Skinflow is one of the most unique places to buy, trade and sell skins. Buy new skins at the lowest price on the market, or sell your old trash for crypto or straight cash at very competitive rates. But the real benefit is that Skinflow reward loyalty. The more you sell with Skinflow, the higher your payouts as you gain permanent bonuses on every future sale forever. Combine this with daily fire deals and code Bonathan, which gives you a further 2% permanent bonus on your valuation, and the fact that you get free giveaway entries every time you use the site, and you can guarantee you're squeezing every drop out of your skins. So if you want to support me, go to skinflow.gg, link in the description. But let's be honest, regardless of my sponsor, you probably still gotta open cases. And as you're opening all of these cases, your monkey brain synapses begin to fire. What if you actually knew what you were gambling to get? What if you learned about skins? The first and most obvious thing to learn about is float values. You've seen the wear tiers from factory new to battle scarred, and if you're like me, thought that as you use the skin, the quality would degrade. Or alternatively, you have an IQ greater than 50 and knew that didn't happen, but still want to know how it's determined. The basics are fairly simple. Each gun is assigned a random number from 0 to 1, with skins closer to 0, low float, looking like bright, undamaged works of beautiful art, and skins closer to 1, high float, looking like they were dragged through a bush backwards, dipped in acid, and then shot out by a fat greasy man just for good luck. And that's really how simple float values are. But where a regular person would look at this and go, okay, so I want the cheapest skin that still looks good. A skincel looks at these numbers and sees nothing but opportunity. To give you an idea of what I'm talking about, I'm going to show you two pictures of the same skin, and I want you to take a mental note of what you'd be willing to pay for each of them. Got it? Right? How about now? If your answer remained the same, then congratulations, you have critical thinking. Because while me and you look at these two skins and say that they are functionally and visually the same, a skincel looks at these skins and goes, oh my god, low float, let me give you every penny I've ever owned. And the oddities with floats don't stop there. Due to the immense maturity of Counter-Strike players, just getting a string of funny numbers in your float value could increase the value of your skin. Float value have a repeating 6-9 or 420 in it? You can bet your ass someone out there is willing to overpay for it. Is it likely that 99% of people will ever notice the float? No. But could it make you the coolest guy at the Verge at Skin Convention? Maybe. And that's really what it's all about. So you've got your visually identical skin that costs infinitely more money than it should have. But really, that's rookie stuff. The real fun begins when you start to learn about patterns. You see, as well as the float value, each of the skins is also assigned a random pattern seed from 0 to 99. and while for the large majority of skins this number is obsolete, for some select skins its pattern index has a major effect on what the skin looks like. The most famous skin which is majorly affected by its pattern index is probably the case hardened. Unless you're living under a rock, it's likely that you've seen a certain funny German man screaming about the AK-661 scar pattern. Now, if you aren't into Counter-Strike or skins, then you might want to sit down for this. This particular pattern on a StatTrak factory new case hardened AK is estimated to be worth, drumroll please, over $1 million. And if that doesn't make you rethink your life decisions, then I don't know what will. In fairness though, compared to float values, the inflated price of patterns like this does make a lot of sense. Each pattern is essentially a unique skin, and so if you want your gun to look a certain way, you have to get the pattern. There's no cheaper way to achieve the same result, so even for regular people, if you have a boatload of cash burning a hole in your pocket, then who needed to buy a house anyway? You could have the eyes of all of the guys in your Counter-Strike game looking straight at you. Then again, let's be honest, 99% of the people that own guns like this don't actually play the game, so you probably won't ever actually see one. If you're a Skincels, skins like these are the holy grail, but rare pattern case hardens are very expensive. Luckily, there is a whole guide on other pattern skins that are much lesser known, so if you want to be a Skincel, you better study this guide, because when you find a nice M4A4 Daybreak with a centered sun, it's unlikely anyone on your team will notice, but at least you know that you're cooler than them. Now, you probably all know what a trade-up contract is. Once you've finished giving Gabe all your money over and over and over again, gambling for a skin that you could have bought for half of the price, why not gamble again? By sticking 10 of the piles of shit you just got into a contract with the hope of getting a slightly nicer pile of shit back. Well, for Skincels, trade-up contracts don't have to be gambling, at least not completely. The skin you get and its float value is actually determined by the float values and what collection the skins you chuck in are from. This means that with enough time and effort and research, you can swing the odds in your favour to get a skin that you want, or even in some cases guarantee it, but at a loss. So if you want to be a Skincel, you better learn the ins and outs of how trade-up contracts work, or better yet, just have hands that are capable of typing in Counter-Strike trade-up calculator to Google. Yeah, that should do it. The final and biggest thing you need to know about skins to be a Skincel is the importance of crafts. Crafts refer to adding stickers to your gun. This used to be as simple as put a few stickers on your gun in random places, and skin enjoyers would cream themselves if the colours matched and the stickers were expensive. Now, however, with the Valve update that allows you to put stickers wherever you want, Counter-Strike players have the opportunity to truly get creative, which massively spiked the price of some of the best looking stickers. I mean, look at all of this brilliant creativity. So if you're a Skincel on a budget, find yourself some stickers and you can turn some of your old trash into gorgeous art that rivals Van Gogh. And that's your basis on things you need to know about skins themselves to be a Skincel. As long as you understand float, patterns and crafts, you're pretty much ready to go. But there may be a different, slightly darker reason many people love skins. While I'm sure many people are just genuinely passionate about collecting skins and customizing themselves in game, there is something most of them are even more passionate about. Money. You see, all the minutiae of skins and the skins marketplace itself allow for some interesting ways to make money. So while it's all well and good to understand skins, to evolve into a real Skincel, you need to understand the market. But that's a whole video on its own, so if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to help me bring down my ETA for my silver play button. Thanks for watching.